Update: during a family dinner, my girlfriend shouted that she had broken up with me a long time ago and that I was still chasing her. I was stunned. I didn't say anything. Just left the dinner and walked away even though I was the one covering her expenses. After that, I canceled everything and moved out of the house. Then one day, part 2. I felt like I was in a nightmare, like reality had shifted, and I was the only one who didn't get the memo. I looked around the table for support, for someone to say this was insane, but they were all staring at me like I was some kind of dangerous stalker. Her father's expression was dark, protective. Her mother looked like she might cry. Jenna looked torn, confused. My hands were trembling. I felt humiliated, blindsided, and completely lost. I stood up slowly, my chair scraping harshly against the floor. The sound seemed deafening in the silence. I don't know what this is, I said, looking directly at Lindsay, my voice steadier than I felt. But I'm not doing this. I'm not sitting here while you lie to everyone. I'm leaving. Lindsay opened her mouth, probably to say something else that would make me look worse, but I was already moving. I walked out of that dining room, through their living room, and out the front door. I heard her mother say something behind me, heard chairs moving, but I didn't stop. I got in my car, hands shaking so badly I could barely get the key in the ignition. I sat there for a minute, just breathing, trying to make sense of it. My phone started buzzing. Text from Jenna. What just happened? I didn't respond. I just drove. The 40-minute drive back felt like hours. My mind was racing, replaying every moment, every word. Had I missed something? Had there been a conversation I forgot? Was I losing my mind? But no, I knew it was real. We hadn't broken up. This was something else, something calculated. Update 2. When I got back to the apartment, I sat on the couch for maybe an hour, maybe 2, just staring at the wall. My phone was in my hand, but I didn't call or text anyone. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. Nothing made sense. We hadn't broken up. There had been no conversation, no fight big enough to end things. No, we need to talk moment. And yet she'd stood in front of her entire family and painted me as some delusional creep who couldn't let go. The apartment felt different now, contaminated. Everywhere I looked, I saw her stuff, her jackets on the coat rack, her shoes by the door, her makeup scattered across the bathroom counter, her laptop on the coffee table. 2.5 years of shared life, and suddenly, it all felt like evidence of my stupidity. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat up making lists, making decisions. I wasn't going to beg or chase answers. I wasn't going to call her crying and asking what I did wrong. If she wanted out this badly, if she was willing to humiliate me in front of her family, fine. But I wasn't going to be humiliated again. And I wasn't going to keep paying for someone who clearly didn't respect me. Monday morning, I started making calls. First, I called my landlord and explained I'd be breaking the lease. He wasn't happy, but I paid the penalty, $1,200, worth every penny. Then I called the insurance company and removed Lindsay from my car insurance policy. She'd been on it for a year and a half. Saved immediately. I went to the bank on my lunch break and closed our joint checking account, the one I'd opened 6 months prior so she could contribute easier to household expenses. Spoiler, she'd contributed maybe $300 total over 6 months. The rest, thousands, was mine. The bank clerk asked if I was sure. I'd never been more sure of anything. I changed the Wi-Fi password, canceled the Netflix account she used daily, canceled the Spotify family plan, canceled the credit card I'd given her for emergencies that she'd racked up $2,000 on in restaurant charges, online shopping, beauty products. I looked at the statement that night: sushi dinners, boutique purchases, salon visits, all while I thought we were being careful with money. Tuesday through Thursday, I packed everything: clothes, electronics, books, kitchen equipment, furniture I'd bought. I took photos of everything as I went just in case. She tried to claim I stole something that was ours. I left her with the couch. I'd bought it used off Craigslist anyway, and the bed frame, which she'd actually contributed money toward. Everything else gone. I found a new apartment across town near my office. Smaller, 1 bedroom, but it was mine, all mine. Signed a lease Wednesday evening, moved in Thursday, took 2 trips with a U-Haul and a buddy from work who asked no questions, just helped me load boxes. I didn't tell Lindsay I was leaving. She wasn't there during any of this. She'd apparently been staying with a friend, according to a single text she sent Tuesday afternoon that just said, "I'm getting my stuff this weekend." I replied simply, "Take what's yours. I'm gone." That's when her tone changed. She tried calling. I didn't answer. She sent texts, "We need to talk. You're being childish. You can't just leave like this. Where are you? This is my apartment, too." I replied once more, "Your name isn't on the lease. Never was. I paid the penalty. It's yours if you want to sign a new lease with the landlord. Otherwise, you need to be out by the end of the month." Then I blocked her number Friday night, blocked her on social media, blocked her email. Clean break. I thought that was the end. I thought I could move on, rebuild, forget this nightmare. I was wrong. Update 3. 2 weeks went by. I threw myself into work, stayed late at the office working on project proposals, avoided places we used to go together, that Italian restaurant downtown where we had our first date, avoided the coffee shop on Trade Street where she'd spend hours networking. Different route. My friends knew something had happened, but I didn't give details, just said we split, didn't work out. Moving on. Most people didn't push. A couple asked if I was okay. I said yes, even though I wasn't sure. The truth was I felt hollow, not heartbroken exactly. I was too angry for that, but betrayed, used, stupid for not seeing it sooner. Then on a Thursday evening in mid-October, I was at the grocery store near my new place, the Harris Terrace on East Boulevard, grabbing basics, bread, eggs, coffee, some chicken for meal prep. I was in the cereal aisle debating between two brands when I heard someone say my name. I turned and there was Jenna, Lindsay's sister. She was pushing a cart wearing yoga pants and a zip-up jacket, looking genuinely surprised to see me. "Hey," she said, her voice cautious, careful, "how are you?" I nodded, polite but distant. "Doing fine, you?" She hesitated, glancing around like she wanted to make sure no one else was nearby. The aisle was empty except for us. "Can we talk for a second outside?" I wasn't sure I wanted to. Getting involved with Lindsay's family again, even peripherally, seemed like a bad idea, but curiosity got the better of me, or maybe I just needed to know if I was actually the crazy one. "Sure," I said. We finished checking out separately, her with a full cart, me with my basket, and met in the parking lot by her car, a silver Honda CR-V with a car seat in the back. She leaned against the driver's door, arms crossed, looking more uncomfortable than I'd ever seen her. "I need to tell you something," she said, her voice low. "About that dinner, about Lindsay." "I'd rather not rehash it," I said, my tone flat. "It's done. I've moved on." "No, you need to hear this." She took a breath, looked down at her shoes, then back up at me. "Lindsay lied about all of it. About everything she said that night." I waited, my stomach nodding. "She didn't break up with you?" Jenna continued, her words coming faster now. "She never planned to. The whole thing at dinner, the thing about you being obsessive, not leaving her alone, her having to tell you multiple times, she made it all up. She planned it." My chest tightened. "Why the hell would she do that?" Jenna's face twisted with guilt and anger. "Because she met someone else, a guy named Troy. She's been seeing him for about a month, maybe longer. She wanted to make it look like you were the problem, like you were some obsessed ex who couldn't let go."